Alright, we got a little time to play around with our V8 944 here this weekend. I got the flywheel and clutch back. So that was very interesting. What they found, two things. One of them, actually both of them, relate directly to the problems that we were having. Number one, the flywheel was slightly out of balance. I mean, not a lot. It was 4 grams. It's not supposed to be more than 2 grams. So he balanced that, and I think it's like 0.4 grams out now. So it's way closer than it was. The other thing with the flywheel was this surface was uneven. It had a bunch of low spots in it, which would have caused that pulsation in the clutch pedal when downshifting, because, you know, as the pressure plate clamps on it, it's like grabbing certain areas first rather than grabbing all at once. So that should be the end of that problem. The next problem was the pressure plate. This pressure plate was 14 grams out of balance. That's kind of a lot. So he was able to get it to 0.33. So, you know, like a third of a gram from 14 grams out. So that is most likely what was causing this engine vibration when you're going down the highway. So that's great that he found that. I'm so happy that we have a resolution to that problem, because that was driving me crazy for a year now. And the pilot bearing, we called up Renegade Hybrids last week and we got a new one. This is what it looks like. I kind of forgot what it looked like. I don't think I took any good pictures of it when I had it originally, but it's basically one sealed roller bearing in this custom machined piece that fits inside the end of the crankshaft. I still have no idea how I'm going to get the old one out, but we have a new one. So that's the next thing, is try to get that, try to get this whole thing out of the back of the crankshaft. It'll be interesting. Could use the grease method, where you just pump this full of grease and put a wooden dowel that fits tightly in this hole in there and try to push it out, but that's a lot of pushing. It's pretty deep. So I don't know, might be able to hook a slide hammer in there and yoink it out that way, but that's a little iffy. I don't think we're going to get that out of there this weekend unless we think of something ingenious. And in other news, the transaxle should be done next week. So that means we're going to get started getting this stuff bolted back together. So we only got one thing to take apart. That's the pilot bearing. And we'll put the new pilot bearing in. Then we can start putting all this stuff back together. Woohoo! It is, you know, the middle of June now, so it's kind of disappointing that we haven't been able to drive it, but hopefully in the next few weeks we'll get to drive it. Alright, that's about it.